So you can see subcompact cars have over a 1% decrease in price week over week. Compact cars, more than 0.75%. Same with mid-sized cars. And things become less rapid of a decline for full-size vehicles, new luxury cars. Luxury cars are over 0.5 point of decrease as well. But then specifically, prestige luxury cars, sporty cars, premium sporty cars. Premium sporty cars actually went up in price week over week on the wholesale side. So it is interesting to break that down. Dad, you know what I'm going to be for Halloween this year?
Let's see. You're going to dress up as a pickup truck?
And I'm going to drive myself over to findthebestcarprice.com/insider.
I like that.
Because if I am going to overspend on a pickup truck, I'm at least going to get the best deal I can possibly get while I overspend on that pickup truck.
Absolutely.
And so our friends over at findthebestcarprice.com/insider, link in the description below, aggregating the different manufacturer incentives, walking you through the process of trying to get dealers to work against one another, which is really hard when there's short supply, but you didn't hear that from me. Regardless, click on the link, give it a look, and good luck finding your new pickup truck. And seriously, I'm going to be a pickup truck for Halloween, so get excited for those photos.
I think you're going in for the big haul on this Halloween. You're going to fill that bed up with all kinds of candy.
I'm concerned.
You should be.
All right, Pops, we are doing a market update here today, but before we dive in to all that good stuff, we should mention that we are doing our Your Auto Advocate t-shirt drive pre-launch. Help me out. What am I trying to say?
T-shirt giveaway, folks. Every day until we actually launch the browser extension, because everybody wants their browser extended, and whatever the hell else Zach and his team are are launching. I think that would be the market price report and all that good stuff. Up until that point, and that's not happening until shortly after the election, we will be giving away a free t-shirt to a random commenter on our videos each day. One free t-shirt. If it's taxable, it's negotiable, or knowledge is power. One of those two t-shirts could be coming your way today. Well, we might select you today, but it ain't coming your way today.
Just comment down below to be a part of the contest, and we're excited to have more and more folks wearing those shirts when they're buying cars. Pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, Pops, let's hop into the market update. That's what the people actually came for. What is the latest and greatest data from our friends over at Black Book?
Well, the good news is wholesale prices continued their decline last week for the 6th week in a row. Overall depreciation slowed compared to the prior week. So wholesale prices dropped again last week, just not as significantly as they dropped the week before. But they're still going down. Outside of that, pickup trucks and SUVs or the full-size pickup truck market is still really pretty much holding its own. Average retail listing prices declined again last week. So I believe that's 2 or 3 weeks in a row now that the average retail listing prices have gone down slightly. And as we discussed last week, there's about a 5 or 6 week lag time from when wholesale prices start to drop to where you see retail prices start to drop. Obviously, the retail prices aren't dropping to the same degree as the wholesale prices are, but at least they're moving in the right direction. Now, bear in mind, folks, when we talk about this stuff, this is an overall view of what's going on in the used car market for the United States of America. Okay? There's 50 states that it takes into consideration here. It can be regionalized. Some area of the country might not see any reduction in prices yet. Other areas of the country might see a greater reduction in prices. So this is just an overall 35,000 feet view of what's going on in the used car market, not necessarily, I don't know, a 10,000 foot view over your neighborhood.
Yeah, and I think it's important that you bring that up because we know we can infer some geographic specific trends and insights. What do I mean by that? Pickup trucks and full-size trucks are retaining their values and are the most inflated still in terms of cost. And so if you're in an area, let's say Arizona or Texas or somewhere in that area, used car prices are probably not falling as much as in an area like Maine or Connecticut, or places where pickup trucks are a little less popular. And part of the big picture takeaway here is just because we're producing these videos that say prices are going down, it's still not the time to buy if you're able to hold out. I actually pulled up that, I don't think I shared this with you, but the Manheim mid-October report recently came out, and the total year-over-year change in prices for used cars is still up 16%, okay? 27.9% for pickup trucks. So prices are still stupid high year over year. They're just coming down from what was, the peak, what was the tippy top. And so if you are in areas where pickup trucks are most popular, yeah, prices are still going to be very, very inflated. If you're in an area and you're looking for like a mid-size car or a van, the year over year price increase is only about 6%. And then, in average in your area, the used car prices might be falling more than if you were somewhere like Phoenix or, Alamo, Texas.
Alamo, Texas. That would be in San Antonio. That's where the Alamo is.
I bet you there's a place called Alamo in Texas. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay. I don't know. You can look it up and prove me wrong, but I'm just thinking there is a place called Alamo in Texas. It is the Alamo, and it happens to be in San Antonio. But hey, what do I know? I think John Wayne fought there. I'm not sure. Other things of note, wholesale sold volume decreased substantially in September. The dealerships were finally starting to cut back because they realized that some of the wholesale values were too high. So we've seen dealers cutting back on what they're buying. And so one of the reasons that some of the new car dealers are cutting back what they're buying from the sales is those dealers could be the grounding dealers for lease returns. And rather than allowing those lease returns to go to the auction, the grounding dealer is buying them themselves. So they're increasing their used car inventory by buying the grounded lease returns that are coming back to them. So that's another reason that there could be some wholesale sold volume decrease at the auctions. Used retail listing volume continued to increase again last week, which means that we're finally starting to get to the point where week over week, the amount of used cars available is actually increasing rather than decreasing. So, everything is normally supply and demand controlled. And if the supply is going up and the demand is softening a little bit, and every indication is that demand is softening, that's another reason why you could expect used car prices to come down. Not majorly, but to some degree. So we've seen that. The increase last week, it was about 3% below a year ago, and it's still 12% below where it was at the beginning of the year.
In terms of how high prices are relative to where they have been, you're saying?
Yes, and listing volume. The number of vehicles listed.
That makes sense because the Manheim data suggests that we're actually at about 16% over where we were last year in terms of values. So listing volume, that makes sense to me.
Yes.
In terms of values, Manheim has us about 16%.
And here's something interesting. The University of Michigan released the preliminary index of consumer sentiment for October, and it stood at 81.2. And 81.2 is, based on, up to 100. It can actually go above 100 when we're in really, really good euphoric times. But that's still 20% below what the public thought before COVID struck.
I like how you pronounce that, COVID. I do want to turn back
some virus.
I do want to turn our attention back to Cars, specifically the decrease in prices broken down by the type of vehicle for cars and for SUVs and trucks. And I don't know if you looked at this stat. I'll put it up on the screen for everyone that's watching. So you can see subcompact cars have over a 1% decrease in price week over week. Compact cars, more than 0.75%. Same with mid-sized cars. And things become less rapid of a decline for full-size vehicles, new luxury cars. Luxury cars are over half a point of decrease as well. But then specifically, prestige luxury cars, sporty cars, premium sporty cars. Premium sporty cars actually went up in price week over week on the wholesale side. So it is interesting to break that down. And then on the truck side, and vans also included on the truck side, you can see the biggest decreases are happening amongst minivans, compact vans, and small pickups, whereas in your luxury crossovers, you're actually seeing prices decline very little, if not increase just a little bit. And if you're looking for a full-size truck or a full-size van or a full-size crossover, your prices are staying pretty steady, although they're coming down just a little bit. Yeah.
Coming down slightly, but not nearly enough. We can all hope that at some point we will see. And here's something interesting that they came up with. And I'm going to read it because I don't want to make any mistakes when I read it. With much weaker retail demand and a projected oversupply of used inventory, Black Book forecasts a significant drop, steeper than usual, end-of-year seasonality in wholesale prices this fall and winter relative to the heights that we've seen in recent months. So Black Book is predicting, it's not Ray and Zach are predicting, Black Book is predicting that we're going to see steeper than usual drops in these values as we get closer to the end of the year and in probably the first half of next year. But just something to keep in mind. And can I say one other thing about our dear friends at Tesla? Because everybody really seems to like Tesla and the way they sell their cars. Last week, sure, Tesla announced on the Model S 2 different price reductions. And ultimately, they brought the starting price of the vehicle under $70,000 to $69,420. And the reason
for the Model S you're talking about,
for the Model S, okay. And the reason for that is because Lucid, one of their competitors, priced the Lucid Air sedan at $69,900. So obviously, Tesla didn't want to have their vehicle start over $70,000, and because they've been around a little longer and because of their market value, their capitalized market value, they can afford to, cut theirs to make it less than Lucid. So I found that interesting on the new car side of things.
There you go. Yeah. So there's your update. Used car side, prices still going down, but things have steadied just a little bit, especially on the retail side, but continue to be patient, pragmatic. And then your Tesla tidbit on the new car side. Don't know where that came from, but I liked it.
Well, you know what I like? That you called it a Tesla tidbit. I like that. Yeah.
Occasionally, I can string a few words together. Only occasionally.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed that, but you're doing it much more frequently than you used to do in the past.
Not sure if I should be concerned about that or not. Either way, appreciate your time like always, Des.
Yep. Thank you, Handsome. It was a pleasure chatting with you today, and I look forward to doing it again soon.